Alright, so been quite a few changes since the last time you saw this car. Last time I went and watched the video back, it was me having hell with a wiring harness issue. Finally got it started up. So since then, I have figured out what caused the issue with the wiring harness, and it boils down to the ground wire is underneath this cover. I had it grounded to a coil bolt because that was the only bolt that it would reach to at the time. And well, you know what? I'm gonna take this cover off. Easy enough. This one gets a little tricky right here. So, so this was the, oh, hang on. Man, what a time. Hang on. Oh my Lord. Anyways, this is part of the problem. So, this wire here was just long enough. This wire here was just long enough to where when I grounded it, I'm pretty sure I grounded it to this bolt here on the top of the coil wire. Well, when you do that, apparently it grounds out all of your coils. So you get cranking, you get everything acts like it's supposed to, the ECM acts like it's supposed to, trigger wheel acts like it's supposed to, but you don't get any ignition because your coils are grounded out to the main harness. So this bolt now attaches to this ground, and this ground here, which is kind of temporary, goes all the way to the frame down here, and that solved my issue. So now I have an engine that starts and cranks. So when I put Alex's harness on it, so this is the original harness that was on the car, and it would only make it to here originally, and I kind of stretched it a little bit to make it over to here. But when I put Alex's harness on it, I grounded it to here separately by itself, and it cranked right up. Looking at the two harnesses and the schematics and everything, I realized that the ground was the only thing that was different between the two harnesses, and I was able to identify that grounding it to the coil was probably not the greatest idea, even though that was the only bolt it would really kind of stretch to. So I extended this wire, ran it to this bolt. Now it grounds to this bolt with this ground wire, and it actually operates the way it's supposed to. So other than that, car is running great. I have put some miles on it. Now that I got it running and driving on the ground, I've put some miles on it. I've probably driven this thing, I would say 500 miles or so. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but between like here and there in the shops and around town getting alignment, we did do a full wheel alignment on it. So now it drives straight. It is, I'm pretty sure, 2 degrees negative in the front, 1 degree negative in the back, and drives like a dream. Handles pretty good. So aside from that, it is a running, driving car. And well, since the last video, obviously everything in the front looks good. Can't really see it, but we do have full dash back in the car. I still need to tidy up the sill panels and tuck the carpet and put new clips and everything here. And then there's no dash. I mean, the dash is in it, but everything else is kind of loose, gutted, or whatever you want to call it. But it is fun. Now I can drive it pretty hard. I will say that if you rip in it, it still has the factory TSX injectors in it. And when you do the 50-degree VTC and the RBC intake, this motor's moving a lot more air than what it was originally from the factory. So these, I think, are 310cc injectors. I will get a warning on the ECU for high high injector duty cycle, which means I'm running out of injector. So we are either going to buy big injectors for when I put a turbo on it, like I think they're 2000 cc, or we're going to buy some RDX injectors, which I think are 410, which would be enough for normally aspirated. But we are to the point where we're making enough horsepower and moving enough air that we're running out of injector. So that's a good problem to have, but that's where we're at. The car is still not completed. We still have a lot of stuff to do with the firewall. I've got to put my cow panel back on. I have to put my wipers back on. I have to plug the wipers in because right now it doesn't have any wipers, and I got caught in the rain with it the other day and had to pull off the side of the road and just sit there and wait. I need to get the plugs for the firewall to plug all that off and get this AC air inlet taken care of. But for the most part, it is together, running and driving. It is fun. It will, so it probably makes, I think I've said in a video before, it probably makes like 220, 230 at the tire. Of course, it's still on the base like RSX tune, so it makes like, if I'm being generous, it probably makes like 210 without a full tune on it. But it will spin through first and second and bark third. And it's, as of right now, it is about as fast on the freeway, like a third gear pull, as a new 5.0 Mustang. So I'm pretty amped about that. We pulled one the other day, me and my buddy Alex, on the freeway, and we hung with him until I hit 5th gear. I don't know what mile per hour that is because my speedometer didn't kind of work, but we were dead nuts until 5th gear, and then I ran out of torque. So he started pulling me out a little bit, but the guy was really cool. And then he pulled off the freeway immediately after that, after getting hung with by a hatchback and a 4-door Honda Accord. So really cool dude. But I was pretty impressed for being a normally aspirated car with a factory motor with not much done to it, right? Only thing done to this motor is it's a TSX motor, but it does have the I guess it's a 2007-8 intake cam, because this is an early motor, like an 04-05 motor with a smaller intake cam. So it has a bigger intake cam in it, 50-degree VTC, which is not being utilized really because we haven't tuned it for that. It has the RBC intake, and it has a K20 oil pump on it, and that is the only thing that's done to this motor. Of course, obviously it has cold air intake and an EP3 transmission, which is not the most ideal 5-speed for this car. So on the freeway, it's buzzing pretty good just because the gear ratios and the EP3 are pretty short. It does great like when you're racing or just around town because it makes a lot of torque and the gearbox is really short. But I want to put either change this out to, well, so this is I think it's a K24 Z3 transmission that I have. This is an actual 6-speed, which has a more favorable gear ratio for a normally aspirated motor, but the bell housing doesn't bolt up. So I'd have to gut this transmission, put all these guts in the 5-speed, which would leave me with no reverse lockout, which isn't that big of a deal because I'm never going to be hammering 6 gear like full tilt ready to go. So put those guts in this transmission, which would actually give it a more favorable gear ratio for normally aspirated. I keep the limited slip that's already in this transmission, which is a factory Honda unit that I put in. And then the only other option is to keep this 5-speed, add a Honda Accord or TSX 6 gear onto this, which would give me a cruise gear, which I really don't have right now. But I love this stuff. I love the Honda stuff because it's all like Legos, man. You take this gearbox, that gear set, install it in here, shim it, make sure everything works out good, and it's like easy as can be. You can go change up your ratios. These Honda transmissions are really simple to rebuild as far as like synchros, gear sets, shimming, all that. Like it's like I was pretty concerned when I went into it the first time, but it's extremely easy to do. So that's, I mean, some of the appeal of having a Honda, right? There's no like major issues. If you have a little bit of technical ability, you can get through it. So very impressed with this. I don't know if I want to add a 6 to this and keep the ratios that aren't ideal, or put the 6-speed guts out of the Z3 transmission in this gearbox or this case. But we will see what happens there. The only other option is to keep the 5-speed and add a turbo on it, because it will actually pull through the gears, because these are a little bit longer than the 6-speed. So not real sure what I want to do there yet, but I've got enough time to think about it. So that's where we're at on it. Other than that, that's about it, man. Car's running, driving. I'm having a blast with it, just because it is what it is. It is what it is. If you go out in this, people kind of expect you to go hurt feelings and have a good time, but like nobody, well, I say that people kind of expect the hatchback to be fast, but it's still a more favorable car to pick on, as far as like people picking on me, and they don't expect it to be as quick as it is with a K24 in it. So very, very impressed with it. The Honda is still slower than the Vet, but also hard to get a race in the Vet, because nobody wants to pick on a cam Vet. So this one's pretty fun, and it's like driving a go-kart. It doesn't weigh anything. It makes quite a bit of horsepower for what it is. So it's been a hoot of a time, and looking forward to having some more fun with it. So that's it. And I guess I need to fix a few things. I do have an oil leak on the pan. I'll probably get to that at some point this weekend. And then it clatters pretty good. I think my valve lash is set a little bit loose, so I want to go back through that. It's only on D-cell. Like when I'm up at 6,500, 7 grand, and I lift off the throttle without clutching the car, it rattles pretty hard. So I'm thinking that's a valve lash issue, but I will figure that out, and should be good to go. But anyways, that's an update on the car. I know it's been quite some time. I think it's been like 2 months since I posted about this thing, but it is running and driving. It is legal. It is fully legal, insured, registered. I got plates. I got, well, paper plates on it right now, but I do have the actual plates for the car. So those are going to go on tomorrow too. So it is fully legal, and it is a ball of fun. So, oh man, it is a good time. Anyways, all right guys, well, I appreciate you guys watching the video. I know it's been a while since I posted. I hope that I post more frequently than what I have been lately, but that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I guess we will see you in the next one.